everyone, it's Becca from BEKAHBOOKSANDBUJO, and today we are finding out how many books I own. So I recently saw Krista from Books and Jams count all of the books she had in her home, and I was inspired to do a similar video. I am really going to keep it to the books I have in my library though. There are a few that I'm going to count from my kids' room upstairs because they have taken books from my shelves to have in their room. But otherwise, I just want to know how many books I have in my library. I counted many years ago and I think I was at like the 750 mark. I doubt I'm at that now because I've gotten rid of a lot of books, although I have hauled quite a few since then too, so I really don't know, but I'm gonna guess like 600 to 700 books. We'll see. I would love to have 1,000 one day to say I own a library, because that is the benchmark. If you have 1,000 books, you are qualified. I don't know by who or what, but you have a library if you have 1,000 books. But I want books on my shelves that like are important to me, not just like any random 1,000 books, you know? So we're gonna count today. We're just gonna kind of go around the room. And I am going to have 3 different categories similar to what Krista did. I want an unread count of books, a read count of books, and then an other, which will likely include my husband's books, because I do have his books in here and I want to count them in my collection because they're in my library. So we're counting them. And then I have some other like, you know, Bibles and encyclopedia kind of things that I'm not going to count as either read or unread. They're just going to be in the other category. So let's get counting. 2 things. I needed to grab a notepad and a pen. The other, don't mind my attire. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I wear comfy most of the time. So that's what you get. We're going to start here with this shelf. I know that this is all read. At least I'm pretty sure. So let's count them. The first shelf has 78 books and they are all read. Okay, that was easy. Let's go to this next little smaller shelf. Again, these should all be read. This one has 30, and there is one book on the very bottom. I can show you. It's The Maidens by Alex Michaelides, but I have unhauled this, and it's just sitting on my Pango shop, so I'm not going to count this as a book in my library because it's on its way out. Okay, let's rotate you a little bit. Sorry, you're getting real Becca here. This shelf, there's gonna be some other because there's some like decorative books up there. And then at the bottom, I have a classics shelf, which some are read and some are unread. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. 5 in the other category up there. Can you see them up there? Let me show you. Decorative books. A few of them are just like empty books, like, you know, where you can hide stuff inside of them. I didn't count those, but those 5 on the right there are decorative and real books, but I don't think I will ever read them. I just find these numbers really satisfying. So this shelf had exactly 100 books. 85 were read, 10 were unread, and 5 were other. That's really satisfying to me. Okay, let's move on. This teeny little skinny shelf is my Frederick Bachman, Heartstopper, and then French books. So this is barely going to have any, but let's count them up. It had 14 read and then 3 other because there are some like French reference books. Okay, next shelf is nonfiction, YA, and middle grade. And then there's some of my like children's books down there, which these ones I am going to count because they are actually mine. Like I brought them from my parents' home, my childhood home. It's like Junie B. Jones books and stuff, but I'm counting them because they're in my library. I kept them for a purpose for me to eventually pass on to my kids and read to my kids, but they're gonna count. So let's tally them up. more unread on these shelves because I have just combined my YA and middle grade shelves of unread and read books. So I'm having to do a little bit more mental math. I'm writing more notes down. So for example, I'll just show you this shelf a little bit closer. Here we have 4 books by Saba Tahir in her Amber in the Ashes series. I have not read these. I have not read Six of Crows. I've read all of the Hunger Games series. I've read all of the Divergent series, and I've read all of the Twilight books. So we're gonna have mostly read, but some unread. Same with this next shelf down here. Actually, this might all be read. Yeah, I have read all of those. Okay, so that wasn't a good example, but I know on the next shelf I have more that I've unread. We'll talk about those in a second. 5 unread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 read. What can you see? Should I like actually lower you? No, that would be too nice of me. You're just gonna have this funny angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 are read of these middle grade, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 unread middle grades, which is kind of fun because that's going to basically be my TBR for next March when middle grade March comes around. Little tally now because these 5 shelves contain most of what I call like my books. I guess we missed a little bit of the unread nonfiction, but I just want to see where we're at so far. So give me a second to add up some totals. And yes, I'm going to get the calculator out. Even though I was a math major, mental math is not always my strong suit. I liked calculus and stuff, okay? 370 books. So we're at like halfway to what I think I have, which might make sense. I don't know. My husband has a lot of like small books down there that might add up the total. We'll see. Let's move on. So we'll come over here. Also, sorry for lighting. It's late at night. You get what you get with me here. Okay. Let's count. Here are all those Bibles and worship material books that I was talking about. So again, these are going in that other category. Actually, we'll just stay down here. I'm gonna count. This is like mostly my husband's collection / other reference books and some books I had for my religion major. I don't know. They're probably all just gonna go in the other category. Shelf is hard because it's mostly like baby books and scrapbooks, and I don't know if I should count those. Like this is a book. It's our wedding book with pictures and stuff from our wedding. So like, yes, I'm gonna count it as a book. If you're mad at me about that, you can argue about it in the comments. But I'm not gonna count like scrapbooks. That doesn't seem right. Only bound books that were like printed at some sort of press. Makes sense in my head. And lastly, we've got the Harry Potter collection up here. And those ones are hard too because I've read them all, right? But I also have all 7 in French. I've read the first 4 in French, but not 5, 6, and 7 in French. I also own the audiobooks on CD. I'm gonna count those. And again, you might get mad at me, but they are the book in CD form and like physically. I'm not counting any ebooks here, right? But because I own the physical thing, I'm gonna count it as a book. That's 37 on the Harry Potter shelves alone. I maybe have a problem, but we love Harry Potter in this house. We have a few areas to count over here. First of all, these are the books I've read this month, so there's 2. We'll put those in the red category. I have a stack down here of books that I'm currently reading or like just talked about in a vlog. That's 3 more books. And then I have this cart over here, which is mostly my self-destruct books and my borrowed books. So all unread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books there. Let's move over to the TBR side of the room. Here we are. You normally see this angle when we are filming my deck of TBR game. The board is up there. These are all of my unread books for the most part. You saw that I had some middle grade and some YA over there, some classics, some nonfiction that were unread, but this is all of the fiction unread books. So I'm just going to count through them really, really fast, and then I think we'll have our total. Shelves are very consistent. They're all in the 30s with how many books are on each shelf. That feels good to me. I don't know. But total unread is 107, at least over here. So now let's tally everything up and I will come back with the totals. I know it's only been seconds for you, but it took me just a couple minutes to add everything all up, and I wanted to give you the different categories too. So firstly, I will report the other category that we have, which is like reference books, my husband's books, and other books I'll just never read but have them for some reason. Anyway, that is 122 books. Then we've got the unread books, which I should double check with my spreadsheet to see if this is the right number. I don't know, but what I counted today as unread is 167 books, and then read I have 371 books. So if we total 371 plus 167 plus 122, that is a total of 660 books. I was like spot on with my guess. I thought it would be between 600 and 700, and we are at 660, which feels like a manageable number to me. I don't know. I'm happy with that number. Eventually, like I said, I would love to have 1,000 books, but I want them to be 1,000 books that I truly love and want to showcase in my library. So let me know if you have ever done this before. Do you keep track of how many books you own? I would love to know that number if you do keep track of it, or what your guess is of how many books you own. My number is 660. What is yours? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!